right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Getting ready to get started here. Just give me a quick minute. A few more seconds. And I will be upgrading the channel, when it pertains to the visual of the pictures. I'm getting the software together now. It's on another computer, so I have to refine the same software I was using to edit my pictures um, for the main pictures for the video when you click on YouTube. A couple other changes I'm going to make as well. Just putting the overlays on and things like that. All right. So today's topic is the topic that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. And it's the discussion of love. And I want to talk about this because I can see the worldview of love is similar to the Oxford Dictionary, which is untrue, is incorrect. This is not the true meaning of love. This is a group of people's understanding of what love is and trying to control the narrative of what love is. But we're going to use the scriptures today to disprove what Oxford says love is. Hold on, let me move this mic a little closer here. So, by definition of Oxford, love, an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something. Now, what they fail to break down in this definition is the fact that this is an emotional level of love that they're explaining. It's much deeper than this. Love requires action. So, let's go ahead and start with some scripture. Mark 12:30 and 31. Love the Lord your Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. I went over this a few videos back. Now, so you're using all your heart, you're using all your soul and mind and strength to love the Most High. And you're loving your neighbor as you love yourself. This is what is supposed to be happening. Of course, we're going to get a little deeper a little later about how this is not happening and why this is not happening. But I had a conversation with somebody I consider like a cousin to me, my cousin Famey, who is a preacher for the Church of Christ. And we went over this we were debating pure Christian outlook compared to an Israelite understanding outlook. And when it came to this scripture, he is under the belief system that the original commandments, the other 10 commandments, aside from these two right here, handed down by Yahushua, he's under the impression that those don't stand anymore, which is incorrect. He believes that this overrides everything and demolishes everything. Now it's only these two. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. And what he failed to realize, his understanding, his maturity, wasn't at the level, spiritual maturity. All of that teaching, all of the theological courses that he had to take in school that he had to go to, he didn't come to an understanding that this right here turns into an infinite loop if you don't have any segue, you don't have any branch that explains what this means. Love the Lord your God, your Elohim, with all your heart, excuse me, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. Love the Lord. This is the key phrase. Love the Lord your God. Well, how do you do that? How do you do that? If you don't have any ground, any foundation or founding principles to base your love upon. It's not just the emotion. See, he's getting caught up in just an intense feeling of deep affection. No. The Most High tells you exactly how to love. We as a people, as a nation, as a world, as a country, many of us do not understand how to love. We have concepts of love, but we don't understand how to love. We don't understand that it's more than just a deep affection, because you can have a deep affection for somebody who's doing something for you and is beneficial to you, and you can love the act that they're doing, but not so much the person. It's an act that goes behind, an action that goes behind love. So, love the Lord your God. Well, how do you do that if you don't keep the commandments? Is what I asked Amy. And we went back and forth and around. So, oh, well, you should know these things already. And well, why should you assume that I should just know these things? And of course, is written on the hearts and the mind. But what's written on the hearts and the mind? We have the moral compass, yes, true indeed. But what are the specifics? It's supposed to be broken down so that a child can understand. Where is it broken down in? What do you refer to understand how to love the Lord, your God? And of course, we went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it boiled down to this. And these are some things that I'm not sure if we actually went to this. I'm pretty sure we did. But I don't remember what the outcome was, but I know it was dancing around in circles and things like that. But this is very simple. John 14 and 15. The Lord tells you how to love him. Don't just say you love me. Don't just tell me you love me. Show me. Show me that you love me. You just telling me you love me, you could be lying. So show me. And then there's another level to showing me. And we'll get into that next. John 14:15. If you love me, just if you don't, well, now I'm not talking to you. But if you do, if you love me, keep my commandments. Keep my commands. Obey my commandments if you love me. This is as clear cut as you can get. It does not get more obvious than this. It does not get more obvious than this. So I do recall that. So he goes back to, right, if you love me, you keep my commands. Here's the commands. Love your God with all your heart and with all your heart and with all your soul. But that goes into a loop. That goes into an eternal loop. If you love me, keep my commands. Love your God with all your heart. Well, how do I love my God? By keeping my commands. Well, what's the commands? Love your God. Well, how do I love my God? You just go in a loop. It's nonsensical. That means that this is reconfirming itself on both ends eternally. So you're actually not getting anywhere. There's a guideline. There's a basis outside of this loop, which is the branch that leads you from the root to how to love God by keeping his commandments. And it's not in the commandments where he's telling you to love him. It's in different commandments. That makes no sense. You would have to go to the original commandments and the other commandment, the second new commandment that was handed down, of loving your neighbor as you love yourself. So, loving your neighbor as you love yourself, the Most High speaks on that through him. 1 John 4:20. Whoever claims to love Yah yet hates a brother or sister is a liar. For whoever does not love their brother and sister who they have seen cannot love Yah who they have not seen. And in context it says we love because he first loved us. So see, this is an action. It's crazy that when it comes to love, people want to be able to just say it and reap the benefits and just say it because it sounds good and to make themselves look good. You know, oh, I love that person and I love this person and this and that and the other. But it's all the deep affection love, the emotional love, the verbal love, which is not following the footsteps of and teachings of Yeshua, which is not following the directive of the Most High, because these are actions. These are actions. When the Most High blesses you, that's an action. He blesses you with that house. He blesses you with that wife. He blesses you with viable seed to bear children. He blesses you with that job. He blesses you with food in your mouth and clothes on. These are actions that he's actually doing. And this is another level, another layer of love. Now, if we go back in context here, John 14:15 says, if you ask me for anything in my name, I will do it. So he's showing, not just saying, he's showing you that he will do these things, and the way he does it is on a consistent basis. So this is first element, consistency. Acting or done in the same way over time, especially so as to be fair or accurate, unchanging in nature, a standard or effect over time. So you're consistently doing this over and over. The Most High is consistently blessing us over and over. Every time we breathe in and out, that's a blessing. That's the air that he has breathed in the lungs so that we can be alive and we can choose life and we can live life. And we can pay that forward by helping others consistently. He does this because that's love. That's a layer of love right there. Consistency. Being consistent. Another layer. Don't tell me. Show me. Like I said. Proof. Evidence or argument establishing or helping to establish a fact or the truth of a statement. Let me read that again. Evidence or argument establishing or helping to establish a fact or the truth of a statement. You are actually showing me through your actions, proving to me that you actually love me. Not just saying I love you and then doing things that show me that you do not love me. First Corinthians 13, 4 through 5. Love is patient. Love is see, so we go to the scriptures. Let's just stop there. We go to the scriptures. 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 5. First line, love is patient. So to be patient means that you're actually waiting and you're not rushing this person and you're dealing with the situation and not just giving up on the situation, the person in the situation, or people in the situation, whatever it may be. You're being patient and you're waiting. You're waiting. You're waiting. You're taking your time. You're not, hey, come on, man. Like, you get it together. You're not doing that. You're patient. It don't matter how long it takes. With faith, with the Most High, with the love of Yeshua, it'll happen. Just be patient. Love is patient. Patience is an action. It is an action for you to be patient. You are actually waiting for something. You're giving something time. That's an action within itself. But if you go here, you go an intense feeling of deep affection, that is not the action. That's the emotion. Love is kind. Being kind to someone, you have to perform action. You can't just say, oh yeah, hey, I love you. All right, peace. No, being kind to someone, there's an action that comes from that. It is not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. So if you dishonor somebody, you talking down on somebody. You treating somebody wrong. It is not self-seeking. You looking to get what you can benefit out of somebody. You boasting against them. You have more than them. You're doing better than them. That's not love. That's not love. See, we say, oh yeah, I love this person. I love that person. But then our actions are the complete opposite of our words. Many of us are not men and women of our own conviction of our words. We say one thing, mean another, do another. We living in a very narcissistic time, a very narcissistic age and era. where it's me, me, me. The self movement. Everything's about me, my body, my choice, my mind, my this, my that, my, me, me, me. Everything is me. That's not love. That's not loving your neighbor like you love yourself, which is a commandment. So that's not loving God, because if you love him, you'll keep his commandments, and one of his commandments is to love your neighbor like you love yourself. But we don't love anybody else more than we love ourselves, or even close to the way we love ourselves, because 2 Timothy 3:2, but understand this, we over here in context, in the last days terrible times will come, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, unloving. It tells you right here, unloving. And then when you go back, where was he at? Oh, right here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It does not boast. But then when we go to in the last days, terrible times will come. People are lovers of money and boastful, abusive, arrogant. It is not proud. It's not arrogant. It's not self-seeking, lover of self. Slanderous. Here we go. Now here goes some keys. Here goes some keys. Right here. Without self-control. Brutal. Without love of good. And these are the days that we're in right now. You can see it because all of these things are happening. Everybody loves themselves. Narcissism, chronic narcissism, social. Our society, our world, no matter what country you're in. Lovers of money, same. No matter where you at, where you go. Boastful, arrogant. When you got it, you the man. You stunting. Put some speck on my name. Because I got money. You know who I am. Disobedient to parents. You see that all over. Ungrateful. That's a huge thing. Huge, huge thing. I have personal testimonies about this. People I've done the most for were the least grateful. The people I loved the most loved me the least out of all the other people who claimed they loved them. The people who I showed these people. And then showed them again after they betrayed my love, betrayed my trust, were disloyal. I forgave those people. I forgave those people. I still love them. I've even still helped some of them after these things in positions where I was able to help. You know, I still talk to these people. I still try to deliver the word. But everybody's not doing this. It's much easier to just love yourself and not care about other people. People take the easy road. They don't take the difficult road. Here goes another key. I forgot to put this one up. I know you all heard of this. Now, of course, they tie it in directly to slaughter animal or giving an offering to the Most High. There's so many other ways to sacrifice things, and we know this. Um, it's not always an offering. It's not always to immolate or to kill a goat. There's a level of sacrifice where you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice your energy, your finances. You sacrifice your ear to hear somebody, to be there for someone, to maintain a level of consistency when it comes to love is going to take a lot of sacrifice. It's not easy. People make it extremely hard for you to actually love them because of the pride. We go back. Love is not proud. People have so much pride, it don't matter if they're in the worst situations imaginable. They still have this level of pride instead of humility, which makes it extremely difficult to help them because they think they know it all, even when they're in some of the worst positions in life, places that you may have been, and that the Most High blessed you to rise out of those situations, and you try to help these people in their situations, and they don't want to hear you. They don't want to listen to you. They want to, they don't understand that sometimes you need assistance to grow. And sometimes you have to throw your ego out the window. And you have to be humble. You have to be appreciative and thankful that you actually have people in your corner who are willing to help you, who are willing to sacrifice and take from themselves to give to you, no matter what form that's in. Whether it's talking to you like we're speaking now, or whether it's helping you out financially, giving you a place to stay. But then there's another flip side, because a lot of people do things, this line right here, they do things under the disguise of love, but it's truly self-seeking. It's like philanthropy. They want to be seen. The Most High tells you, hey, do what you do for others in silence and you'll be rewarded openly. These people want to do what they do openly and be rewarded openly. Then they want to come back and they want to always be able to hold that over your head. Oh, you slept on my couch. I let you sleep in my house. I fed you. I did this. I did that. I was talking to a great friend of mine about how when I was homeless, I was dealing with some of the people, some of my friends who, oh man, you need anything, I help you. And I just knew by the nature of the people that I was dealing with that this will come back to haunt me if I accept their handout, because they're not doing it out of love. They're doing it out of image. It has the image of love. It looks like love, but it's not. The true love is the light. Theirs is like the shadow. There's dark undertones to it. There's ulterior motives and agendas behind that level of love. In the end, it's self-seeking. You can have that one up. Oh, when you was homeless, I had a person say this to me. When you was homeless, I offered to you. And I said, yeah, but I didn't accept. Because I knew once I got out of that position that this conversation would happen, and then you would say out of your mouth, when you was homeless, I did this for you. But I didn't allow you to, and this person was so disturbed that I didn't allow that person to assist me for his own one up benefit, not love. He was actually mad that I didn't allow him to help me. No, I didn't need your help. I didn't need your help, and I didn't want your help. And the truth of the matter is, even while homeless, I was in a better position than you financially. So that was another reason why I didn't take your assistance. But that's not love. This person will tell me, man, I love you, my brother. But that's not love. You're a liar. You're a liar. Now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this. You don't hurt people that you love. Now you can blend in the spiritual with the emotional, with the physical. You go and you have your girl, right? Or your man. And you say you love that person. This is the talk. You say you love that person. You have done things in the image of love that looks like you're proving through action that you love that person. Then you go and commit infidelity and say, oh, it just happened once, it was a mistake, or this happened, that happened, whatever the excuse is. Know that at that moment in which you committed an action that you knew was going to negatively affect the person who you claim you love, you did not love them at that time. You hated them at that time. You disliked that person at that moment, in that instance that you did something. You disliked them. You hated them. You didn't, by not caring for that person. That's how. You had a strong dislike for that person, to where you X that person out of your mind to commit this act. You steal from your friend. This person has done for you. And you decide to, oh, they got, super money, ain't gonna miss it. They ain't putting me on. And you take from them. At that moment, you don't love that person. You don't even care about what's going on with that person. Now, around that, you might love them in many different ways. You might have a level of love for them in many other ways. But in that instant, you might even had consistency up until that point. You might have proven that you love them up until that point. But at the point that you do something to harm someone that you claim that you love, at that instant, the love leaves. That's not love anymore. Now you have mutated it into something else. You've changed the status quo of what the love meant. Y'all follow me? You get what I'm saying? It's not love right then. You don't hurt people you love. You don't do hateful things to people you love and then say you love them. It's a contradiction. We know. And that's what's going on. You thought more about narcissism. Narcissism covers everything. It covers everything that we're dealing with. At the time you cheated, that was narcissism. You cared more about yourself, lovers of self. You loved yourself more than anybody who would be affected by your action. You were the only person that mattered to you. When you stole, or when you backdoored the homie, when you did these acts, when you stepped on toes, when you talked behind this person's back, and you slanderous, when you lied on this person, you mistreated this person, You boasted and you talked down on them in front of the homies. You didn't love them. These are hate. These are hate crimes. These are acts of hate. You didn't care. It went out the window. You did the exact opposite of what somebody who loved somebody did. And oddly enough, we base many relationships and friendships, even marriages, even parenting. We base a lot of our situations, our domestic situations, our social interactions and situations, off of hate. You know, you play, let's say, a video game. You got an Xbox, you're playing 2K, and you know your team's losing, somebody makes a mistake. Your love for your image, you winning, is more than your love for the people who you playing with, who might not be playing as well as you and making mistakes, to where you'll get enraged and you'll talk down on these people and you'll treat these people like the scum of the earth. You'll say some of the most ferocious things in your life to these people, to bring them down, to knock them down, to tear them down. And you just say, well, that's just how it is. That's how we do. That's how we play the game. That's not love. So you don't got no love for these people. You play with these people every day, but it's self-seeking. You, especially if you know that these people aren't as good or talented as you, then you know that they're not going to play up to your level, and you get mad and you talk down on you and mistreat these people. You know, I've been in situations on both sides. I know it to be true. And at those moments and in those instances, yeah, you're not showing love. Okay. Back to 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 5. I wanted to close out with this. It is not easily angered. How quick do we go through a situation or argument because something isn't right, isn't the way we want it? So much in domestics. It's easy to get quick to anger in domestics. Why? Because it's not based off love. It's based off an image of love. It's not based off of love. But it happens, like my wife said, from the root, the vetting process. We don't even fall in love. We don't even do that. We care more about the image. So we see somebody who's attractive, who says the right things, and instantly we jump into situations with these people. We commit adultery and fornicate. We don't get married. We just go and freelance it. And then when things go wrong, later on down the line, you can point your finger at so many different things, but the love really wasn't there. The actual love really wasn't there. It was an image of love. It was just an image. Oh yeah, we just took a trip over here. Oh yeah, he just took me there. He just bought me this. She just got me this. Oh yeah, we went here. Oh, we had a good night. We had a good time. Oh, we just chilling, Netflix, drinking, blah blah, partying. Yeah, everything's cool. Then when everything goes awry, and then you were outsider looking in, and you're like, hey, what happened to y'all? Oh, it didn't work out. Because the love was never truly there. You didn't base it on a foundation of love. You didn't base it on these biblical principles telling you what love is. You just think you knew it all. And in many instances, it boils down to self-seeking, narcissistic behavior. Me, what I want to do. You know, I know somebody who's in a position where they're dealing, everybody who they deal with, all the different women that they keep dealing with, are on chronic narcissists. They care about what they want to do. They care about their image more than responsibilities, liabilities, and they don't hold themselves accountable for these things. It's just fun. And I think that I might touch on that on the next study. Just how big distractions are. But yeah, you're dealing with this person who loves fun and entertainment more than they love being an adult, being a responsible adult, taking care of business, being a partner in a relationship. They love their hair more. They love the image. They love going out more. They love the entertainment. They love the distractions. I told another friend of mine who was dealing with the same issue. You need to have a talk with your woman. You really do. You need to set ground rules. There's no reason why she should be so fixated on going outside and partying and kicking it when you haven't even worked on your relationship in the household. You haven't even got everything in order in the house together as a couple. But you are already getting ready to go somewhere else, and you allow this to happen as the man of the house. You just allow this just to go down over and over and over and over, not saying nothing, not, hey, we need to talk, not. You just allowing this activity to happen, and then when things are awry and are in shambles, you looking like, well, I don't know what went wrong. And it's like, no. Look at the rocky, muddy foundation that you built this relationship on. It's not based around the principles of love. The action of love is not there. Why? Because it's patient. Why? Because it takes sacrifice. You sacrifice going out to the club with your friends. You sacrifice doing this and partying and doing that and going to the family barbecue and picnic. You sacrifice those things to focus. Love is focus. You have to focus on the person who you claim you love in building. My advice personally, just personally, is to spend more time together figuring things out as a couple when you're in a relationship. Spend more time together. My wife get the best of me, the rest of y'all get the rest of me. Spend more time together because love takes time, which is why it is patient. It takes time to really get it down. Get your fabrication method together. Get it exactly the way it should be to where it will last. It will stand the test of time. It will be consistent. It'll be authentic. It'll be genuine. It'll be proven. It'll be more than just an image. Treat your friends. Treat your friends like you love them. You don't treat your friends like you really got that love for them. Actual love. You don't treat your friends like that. When you talk down on them, when you arguing with them because of the situation and you boasting against, that's not real. That's not real love. We play with remnants, sparks of love, remnants of pieces of love. It's not full, it's not wholesome, it's not consistent. And it's not hard to see that this is the truth, because if you look outside, we don't love our neighbors like we love ourselves. And that's obvious. That's obvious. So this is just a study to put some things on your mind about, stop just saying you love people when you really don't. Be honest. If you really love people, be honest. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth about how you feel. Don't tell them what they want to hear. Don't tell them what the politically correct response is. Who needs that? Who needs that? Somebody you don't care about? Not somebody you love. But remember, it's kind and it's patient. It does not dishonor others. I have somebody in my life, I know that they do things truly because they care. They do care. They do care. But they do not understand how to love according to the Bible. They do not. In their acts of love, of trying to bring correction and judgment about things in my life or things going on in my life, is made with a lot of hate is behind it. It's meant to dishonor me in the approach of way they deliver their message. And as I go back, and I implore you to do the same, I go back and I say, well, did this person really love me? What did they do to show me that they did not love me? Let me think of some things that they may have done to show me that they did not love me. And one was choosing certain lifestyle over the impact that said lifestyle would affect me. Just like having a father who is a gangster. And he out there selling drugs. He, got guns. He's a womanizer. He's a player. He has many different women. He out there fighting, doing, shooting, all everything. Real gangster. And I grow up and I'm learning these things. Now, in my case, personally, I strayed away from the lifestyle that was displayed. But in this hypothetical scenario, well, what if I don't, and I actually gravitate towards this lifestyle because my father and my uncles, I'm looking up to them, and this is the lifestyle that they are leading. Now, as I get older, I'm in situations with drama and enemies, court cases and police, and things like this, friends dying, getting shot up, whatever it may be, robbed, all of these things as a result to my gangster upbringing. Well, at this point, things that are extremely apparent is that my father cared more about that lifestyle than they cared about me and my well-being and my future. So they loved that life more than they loved me. You see what I'm saying? And we're seeing this a lot. We really are. You tell me that you love me, you just gangsta pops, right? And this is just a hypothetical situation. But you just gangsta pops and you telling me you love me, but you out there showing me all the wrong and negative things of life that will most certainly guarantee that incarceration, losing my freedom, a lack of a good education, and gang violence or street violence, drugs being incorporated into my life in one way or another, and maybe having to murder or end up getting murdered. And this is the life that you're showing me, and the example that you provided me, because it meant more to you to live the image than to actually be a responsible parent and to leave the image alone for your responsibility, which is your child, your seed, proving to me that you love me by securing my future, by doing your best to do so at least. Instead, you introduce me to what may end up resulting in having its hands in my demise. But you say you love me. That's not love. But I love you, family. I thank you for sharing your time, watching and checking out the study with me, and going over these things that we're dealing with in the last days, and it definitely gives some clarity on why things are happening the way they are. I'll be back, Lord willing, next week with another study. And always give all the glory to the Most High for everything that He has done for us, all His blessings, His mercy, His love. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth, always let His will be done. Shabbat Shalom to you all, and hallelujah. Peace.